There's a moment in every person's life when quitting feels easier than continuing, when the pain screams louder than your dreams, when everything inside of you says, this is too much, just give up. But let me tell you something, that moment, that's the moment success is watching. That's the moment that decides everything. Success is often misunderstood. People assume it's about talent, being born with an extraordinary gift, some rare ability or natural brilliance. But the truth is much simpler and much more powerful. Success doesn't belong to the most gifted, it belongs to those who refuse to quit. Talent may give you a head start, but it's resilience that determines whether you reach the finish line. Resilience is that inner fire that keeps burning even when the world turns cold. It's what keeps you moving when everything else says stop. When you fall, it's the voice inside that says, get up. When you fail, it's the whisper that says, try again. It's not loud, it's not glamorous, but it is relentless, and that's what makes it unstoppable. There are countless stories of people who were told they weren't good enough, smart enough, or talented enough, and yet they made it. Not because they suddenly developed genius-level skills, but because they had the strength to keep going long after everyone else had given up. Resilience doesn't need applause. It works in silence. It grows through struggle. It feeds on rejection, doubt, and difficulty. And every time you keep going despite the pain, you become stronger. Talent might help you win once, but resilience will help you win for life. That's why you'll often see naturally gifted people lose motivation or give up when things get hard. They're used to winning easily, so when resistance shows up, they crumble. But the resilient ones, they expect the storm, they train in the storm, and they thrive in the storm. So resilience means you learn to see obstacles not as dead ends, but as stepping stones. You realize that setbacks are not the end of the road, they're just part of the journey. And every time you fight through something that could have broken you, you prove to yourself that you're stronger than anything that stands in your way. The world may not hand you anything. In fact, it may try to break you, test you, and make you feel like you're not enough. But resilience is how you answer back. Not with words, but with action. You keep showing up. You keep building. You keep believing. That's what separates winners from quitters. Not who had the best start, but who kept moving forward when it got hard. So if you ever feel like giving up, remember this. You don't need to be the most talented. You just need to be the most determined, the most persistent, the most resilient. Because in the end, it's not the one who had the easiest path who wins. It's the one who refused to stop walking it. Success isn't a destination handed out to the chosen few. It's a mountain climbed by those who keep going no matter how many times they slip. Talent is a gift, but resilience, that's a decision. And if you make that decision every single day, to rise, to fight, to never quit, you will earn the success that others only dream about. Pain is temporary, but purpose is eternal. That truth alone can carry you through the darkest chapters of your life. The moments when you feel like giving up, when everything in you is screaming to stop, when your body is tired and your heart is heavy, that's where your story is being written. That's where your greatness is being shaped. Not in comfort, not in ease, but in the fire. And the fire hurts. But it purifies, it transforms, it builds the strength you never knew you had. Pain may feel like a curse in the moment, but with time you realize it was your greatest teacher. It forces you to look deeper, to confront the parts of yourself you would have ignored otherwise. It pushes you beyond the surface and into purpose. Because true purpose doesn't come from ease, it comes from endurance. From being knocked down and still choosing to rise. From being broken and still choosing to believe. Every scar becomes a signature of your survival. Every ache becomes a mark of your becoming. We live in a world obsessed with speed and comfort. We want everything fast and painless. But the truth is, anything of value comes with struggle. Anything meaningful demands sacrifice. The pain you feel today is not in vain, it's carving you into the person your destiny requires. It's testing your commitment, your resilience, your hunger. And if you can keep going through the discomfort, if you can hold on through the suffering, you will emerge stronger, wiser, and more aligned with who you were born to be. Purpose gives your pain meaning. It doesn't erase the struggle, but it makes it worth it. When you know why you're suffering, you stop resenting the pain and start respecting the process. You begin to see the bigger picture. You realize that the hard moments aren't here to break you, they're here to build you. Without pain, there's no progress. Without resistance, there's no strength. Without struggle, there's no story worth telling. The temporary nature of pain is what makes it bearable. It feels eternal while you're in it, but it always passes. The storm always ends. The wound always heals. But what lasts long after the pain is gone is the strength you gain from enduring it. The purpose you step into because of it. That's what's eternal. That's what carries you forward. So when the world grows heavy, when your path feels impossible, remember this. The pain will pass, but your purpose won't. Keep walking, keep believing, keep showing up, because this moment of pain is shaping the person who will change everything. Don't run from it, don't numb it, use it. Let it mold you, let it prepare you for the life you were meant to live. You weren't made to quit, you were made to rise. And when the pain fades, the purpose will remain. Eternal, unshakable, yours. Failure is not the end. It's not a sign that you're not good enough. It's not proof that your dream is impossible. Failure is the fuel. It's the pressure that forms diamonds, the heat that sharpens steel. Every setback you face, every door that slams shut, every no you receive, it's all preparing you for the comeback. Because failure doesn't mean stop. It means grow. It means learn. It means prepare for what's coming next. The greatest achievers in history didn't avoid failure. They embraced it. They used it as fuel. When the world said you can't, they said watch me. Not because they never failed, but because they never let failure define them. They understood that failure was just feedback, a lesson, a signal pointing them to where they needed to level up. The pain of falling was the exact reason they stood taller next time. Setbacks are setups. That failure you're facing right now, it's not here to end your journey. It's here to elevate it. Maybe that job didn't work out because there's something better waiting. Maybe that relationship ended because you needed to grow into the version of you that's ready for something real. Maybe you failed not because you're unworthy, but because you're being rerouted to your true path. Life isn't punishing you, it's positioning you. When you shift your mindset and stop seeing failure as loss, you reclaim your power. Because now every time you fall, you get better. Every rejection sharpens your focus. Every mistake builds your wisdom. Suddenly, failure becomes your greatest ally. It humbles you, it teaches you, it strengthens you. It becomes the very thing that pushes you to rise again. Only this time stronger. People are so afraid of failing that they never even try. But the truth is, failure is not the worst thing that can happen. Quitting is, giving up on yourself is, settling for a life beneath your potential is. Failing means you were brave enough to try, and trying again and again is what eventually leads to success. Every master was once a beginner, every winner was once a loser who decided to keep fighting. There will be days when you feel like everything is falling apart, when nothing goes right, when you question whether it's even worth it. In those moments, remind yourself, failure is part of the process, it's part of the climb. It's not a sign to turn around, it's a test to see how badly you want it. Use that pain, use that disappointment. Let it fuel your hunger. Let it ignite your fire. Failure isn't your enemy, it's your foundation. Use it, fuel up, keep going. You don't need permission to keep going. Not from your parents, not from your friends, not from society, and certainly not from the world that doesn't understand your vision. When you have a dream, a goal, a purpose that lights something inside of you, that flame is yours to protect. It's not the world's job to believe in you, it's yours. And even when others doubt you, underestimate you, or tell you to be realistic, your job is simple. Keep showing up anyway. The world often applauds results, not effort. But what they don't see are the countless hours you put in behind closed doors. The quiet sacrifices, the invisible battles, the moments where no one clapped for you, but you kept going. That's what truly matters. The belief that even if no one else sees your worth yet, you do. And that belief is powerful beyond words. You weren't put on this earth to please everyone. You weren't born to fit into someone else's expectations. You're here to fulfill a purpose that only you can carry out. And that means you'll walk roads others avoid. You'll make choices others don't understand. You'll fall and rise and fall again. But you'll keep rising because the mission is bigger than the opinions around you. The mission is bigger than the opinions around you. People will doubt you. That's a guarantee. They'll question your timing, your talent, even your sanity. And some of those voices may come from people you love. But that doesn't mean they are right. Sometimes their doubts are just reflections of their own fears. And if you let those fears infect your spirit, you'll start shrinking to fit a world that was never built for your size of vision. The truth is, you don't need validation to be valuable. You don't need applause to have impact. You don't need permission to keep going. Your presence in the arena is proof of your courage. Every step forward, even when it's quiet, is a testament to your resilience. Progress isn't always loud, growth isn't always visible, and success doesn't always look like a straight path. But persistence, that's what separates those who dream from those who build. Keep showing up, even when no one notices, even when it feels like no one cares. Keep writing, keep training, keep learning, keep creating, keep becoming. Every act of consistency is a vote for your future self, and those votes add up. They build momentum, they sharpen your skill, they craft your character. When the world sleeps on you, wake up for yourself. When the world forgets you, remember who you are. You don't need a stage to start. You don't need an audience to begin. You just need a reason, a why, a fire that refuses to burn out. So no, you don't need permission to keep going. The only green light you need is the one inside your own heart. And if you keep showing up every day, every storm, every season, one day the same world that doubted you will have no choice but to watch you rise. The only way you lose is if you quit. That's the truth people forget when things get hard, when plans fall apart, when the path gets heavy, and when life punches you in the gut. Quitting starts to sound like relief. But here's what most never understand. As long as you're still in the fight, you're still in the game. You might be bruised, you might be crawling, you might be hanging on by a thread, but you're not defeated unless you choose to stop. Every great story has chapters of failure, of heartbreak, of pain. That's what makes the triumph real. That's what makes the victory matter. If everything were easy, it wouldn't be worth remembering. The struggle is the soil where greatness grows. It's not pretty, it's not clean, but it's necessary. And quitting is the only thing that kills the seed before it has a chance to bloom. You see, setbacks don't define you. Mistakes don't end you. Rejection doesn't cancel your purpose. What ends dreams is surrender. The moment you decide, I can't do this anymore, that's when the story changes. Not because you weren't capable, but because you walked away before the breakthrough came. And often, the breakthrough is just one step beyond the breaking point. You don't have to win today, you just have to stay. Stay in the process, stay in the challenge, stay in the battle. Because with every day you refuse to quit, you become stronger. Every time you push through when you could have given up, you build mental muscle, spiritual strength, and unshakable resilience. It doesn't matter if progress is slow. It doesn't matter if no one sees the effort. It doesn't matter if you feel like the odds are against you. All that matters is that you keep showing up. The finish line isn't just for the fastest, it's for the ones who finish. The prize doesn't go to the perfect, it goes to the persistent. And sometimes just staying in the ring long enough is the victory. People often talk about success like it's some magical moment. But success is a series of choices. Specifically, the choice to not give up over and over again when it's inconvenient, when it hurts, when it feels hopeless. That's where the real winners are made. Not in comfort, but in commitment. You're going to have doubts, you're going to face fear, you'll hear voices from others and from within that tell you to walk away. But if the fire is still in you, if the purpose still breathes inside your chest, then you owe it to yourself to keep going. You owe it to your future to keep climbing, even when the summit is hidden by clouds. Remember this. Losing isn't about falling. It's about staying down. As long as you rise again, even with shaky legs and a tired heart, you haven't lost. You're still fighting. And if you're still fighting, you're still winning. The power of relentless consistency is what separates those who merely dream from those who actually achieve. In a world that constantly glorifies instant success and viral moments, we forget that greatness is rarely sudden. It is built in silence in the invisible hours, through repetition and discipline. Motivation can get you started, but it's consistency that carries you across the finish line. Motivation is a feeling, it comes and goes. It's like the weather. Sometimes it's sunny and sometimes it storms. You can't control it and you definitely can't depend on it. If you rely on motivation alone, you'll only act when it's convenient, when it feels good, or when things are easy. But success doesn't wait for convenience. It rewards those who show up no matter what. Discipline, on the other hand, is a decision. It's a choice to do what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. Even when no one's watching, even when progress is slow and results are invisible. That's the heart of consistency, showing up again and again with the same focus, the same effort, the same hunger, even when your emotions tell you otherwise. True progress is found in the small, unglamorous acts repeated daily. Waking up early, practicing your craft, saying no to distractions, choosing the harder right over the easier wrong. These aren't grand moments. They won't go viral. But they build a foundation of discipline so strong that success becomes inevitable. Because when you master your habits, you master your future. The power of relentless consistency isn't about perfection. It's not about never making mistakes or never missing a step. It's about refusing to stop. It's about picking up where you left off every time, falling down and rising again, losing momentum and regaining it through will, not emotion. Consistency doesn't demand that you be the best every day, it just demands that you keep going. And here's the truth, most people don't fail because they aren't talented. They fail because they can't stay consistent. They do the work for a week, maybe a month, and then they stop. They chase the high of starting, but avoid the grind of continuing. But the ones who win, they're the ones who keep showing up after the excitement fades, after the applause dies down, after the spotlight moves on. Consistency is quiet power. It doesn't boast, it doesn't seek attention, but it builds unshakable strength. The writer who writes every day becomes the author. The athlete who trains daily becomes the champion. The dreamer who works daily becomes the reality maker. Reflect life. If you want to change your life, don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for the perfect mood or the perfect moment. Decide to be consistent. Decide that you're going to show up for yourself every single day, rain or shine, inspired or not. Because that's how results are built. That's how goals are reached. And that's how legends are made. Not through bursts of energy, but through the power of relentless consistency. Success doesn't belong to the lucky or the naturally gifted. It belongs to the relentless. To those who fall 7 times but rise 8. To those who face failure, pain, doubt and rejection and still choose to show up. Every setback becomes fuel, every tear becomes a lesson, every quiet, consistent step becomes a brick in the foundation of greatness. You don't need the world's approval, you don't need perfect conditions, you don't need to feel ready, you just need to refuse to quit. Because pain is temporary, but purpose is forever. And as long as you keep moving, with discipline, with belief, with unstoppable consistency, nothing can stop you. Success isn't given, it's earned. Not in moments of comfort, but in moments of pressure. It's earned by those who keep going, keep fighting, and keep believing, no matter what. So whatever you're chasing, don't stop now. You're closer than you think. Keep going, never give up. That's how you win.